My mother said it again. Why can't you be more like your sister? The words floated. Across the wedding reception, table like a familiar insult, calm, casual, routine. Around us, relatives nodded politely. Some avoided eye contact. Others smirked. My sister stood across the hall under a chandelier, spinning slowly in an $18,000 gown, while photographers captured every angle of her perfect life. Gold embroidery. Crystal heels, applause. My mother leaned toward the table of cousins and whispered loudly enough for me to hear. This one, she said, pointing subtly at me, never finished college. Total dropout. Laughter, awkward coughs. Then she gestured toward my sister. But look at her. My father nodded with pride. Successful husband. Beautiful wedding. That's how life should look. I kept my face neutral, because the truth was sitting quietly in my pocket, and they had no idea. It wasn't always like this. When we were younger, my sister and I shared a bedroom. 2 beds, 1 cracked window that rattled during storms. Back then, my parents loved telling guests about both of us. She's the smart one, my mother would say about my sister. Then she'd smile at me. And this one. She's creative. Creative. The polite word for confusing. I built things, websites, small apps, random experiments on an old laptop. My sister collected achievements. Straight A's. Debate club captain. Scholarships. Every family dinner turned into a scoreboard. Report cards placed next to plates. Look at your sister, my father would say. It became a habit, a ritual, and eventually a sentence. The real shift happened during my second year of college. I was studying computer science. Not because I loved school, because I loved building things. But college moved slowly. Professors taught theory from books written before smartphones existed. I was learning more from online forums at 3 a.m. than from lectures at noon. One night I launched a tiny software tool. Nothing fancy, just a system that automated online customer support for small e-commerce shops. I expected 10 users. Within 2 weeks, I had 2,000. Within 2 months, servers were crashing every night. So I made a decision. I left college. Not dramatically. No speeches. Just paperwork. I told my parents during dinner. My father stopped chewing. My mother looked at me like I'd just confessed a crime. You're throwing your life away, she said. My sister laughed softly. Or maybe she just couldn't keep up. That was the moment the label stuck. Dropout. After that, family gatherings became theater. My sister's achievements filled every conversation. New internship, graduate school, promotion, engagement. Meanwhile, I became a cautionary tale. Don't make her mistakes, my mother told my younger cousins. I didn't argue, because while they were telling that story, I was building another one, quietly. The software grew. Small shops turned into mid-sized companies. Automation tools expanded into a full platform. Customer service, order management, analytics. 3 years later, I had 30 employees working remotely across 4 countries. I never posted about it online, never corrected my parents. When relatives asked what I did, I kept it simple. Freelance tech stuff. They lost interest instantly. Perfect. Then came my sister's wedding, the event of the year. A luxury hotel ballroom. 500 guests, ice sculptures shaped like swans. My parents were glowing. My sister's fiancé was a corporate lawyer from a wealthy family, exactly the kind of success story they loved. During dinner, my mother leaned across the table again. You know, she said loudly to the relatives beside her, some children work hard, others just quit. Her eyes flicked toward me. A familiar audience reaction followed. Sympathetic smiles. Pity. My father added his favorite line. Just look at your sister. So I did. She stood on stage laughing, glass raised high. Perfect. And then my phone buzzed. A message from my CFO. Deal finalized. Funds cleared. I opened the document quietly. The acquisition contract sat on the screen. A major tech group had just purchased my company. 71,000. I locked the phone. And finished my drink. The real moment came later. The reception was ending. Guests drifting toward the exits. My parents cornered me near the coat check. My mother sighed dramatically. You should really reconsider school, she said. It's not too late. My father nodded. Your sister proved what discipline can do. For the first time that night, I smiled. Actually, I said calm, I sold my company today. They blinked. My father frowned. What company? The one I started after leaving college. My mother laughed nervously. How much could something like that possibly... 71 million. Silence hit the hallway like a dropped glass. My sister, still in her gown, had walked up behind them just in time to hear it. Her smile disappeared first. My father's face turned pale. My mother stared at me as if trying to translate a foreign language. "You're joking," she whispered. I pulled out my phone. Opened the acquisition announcement. Press release. Company logo. My name. Their expressions collapsed slowly. Piece by piece. Recognition. Shock. Regret. The begging started 3 weeks later. Calls. Messages. Sudden invitations to dinner. My father asking about investment opportunities. My mother saying she was always proud. Funny how success rewrites memories. But revenge doesn't need shouting. It just needs patience. For years, they told everyone to look at my sister. Now they finally were. And for the first time in my life, they realized they'd been staring at the wrong person all along.